Okay, so HANA database. We are discussing about the HANA database. So HANA, high performance analytical appliance. HANA is a combination of hardware and software requirements here. So which means HANA database, it's a very one of the fastest database because the data storing into the HANA database level in memory level. In the memory level, the data is getting stored here. So then how carefully we can to plan the so the database installations. Why? Because once you install the database, then that will be the permanent for the business. Why? Because the business will start storing the their data, business data, finance data, everything they will start loading into the HANA database level. That will be stored into the in memory level. That will be stored into the in memory level here, right? So that's the reason. So we have to carefully plan the so HANA database installations and so uh, other requirements and everything here, right? So HANA can be installed. HANA database software install can be installed by so only on the certified hardware vendors, by certified hardware vendors only here, right? So there is a certified hardware vendors list, means we need to procure the hardware on the hardware partners or infrastructure partners only here, right? So maybe if you go to the site, there is a SAP HANA, the hardware so certified vendors list here, certified hardwares list here. Then you will get the clear so certified hardware list here. So you will get the what are the SAP certified hardwares vendor list. Then you have to install the HANA database on the certified hardware vendors only. Suppose like example Intel, Fujitsu, and so other cloud platform. So these are the certified hardware vendors here. You can see here Cisco, EMC, Azure, AWS, and so these are the certified hardware vendor, Atos. So these are the Lenovo. These are the hardware vendors here, certified hardware vendors here. So we have to install the HANA database on the this certified hardware vendors only. Otherwise we may face the some performance issues and everything here, right? Up to 32 TB, right? So they are the up to 32, not the GB, TB. Though these hardware platforms will support, means you can scale up to 32 terabytes of hardware platforms SAP. So like this respective hardware vendors are providing, this respective hardware vendors are providing here. So as per SAP recommendation, to install the SAP, you need to procure the so means SAP HANA database. You have to install only on the certified hardware vendors only, certified hardware vendors and partners only. So that you have to install it here, right? So here either Intel, suppose like supported hardware platforms like either Intel based hardware platforms or IBM power machines. So there we need to install the HANA database here. HANA database we have to perform it here, right? So that is the one thing here. Hardware side, supported hardware platforms. Supported hardware platforms. That those are the hardwares we have to. So either Intel or IBM power missions we have to do that one here. So coming to the operating systems, what operating systems HANA will support it here? Either SUSE Linux, either it's a Linux platform. In the Linux platform, either SUSE Linux, SLES, or and the RHCL, Red Hat Linux. Either SUSE Linux or Red Hat Linux, we have to install it here. So Windows machines, so we cannot install the HANA database on the Windows machines here. Only the Linux machines, Linux hardware, Linux machines will support the that much of hardware, 30 up to 32 TB. Why? Because HANA, it's not a just a simple so database. It's a one of the business database. So all the customers are using the HANA database because of the so we can store the large amount of TBs, petabytes of data we can store into the HANA database level. Within fraction of milliseconds we can grab the results from the HANA database level because of the speed. Because of the speed we can grab the data here, right? So those are the supported hardware platforms and operating systems here, right? So then what about the hardware vendors, hardware requirements? What are the hardware requirements you required here? And what are the file system requirements here, right? Then what is the memory you much required, how much RAM you required here, right? How much space you required, how many cpus you required here, right? These are not the things we need to consider, right? So space or storage, both are same, space or storage here. So RAM, how much RAM is required here. So OS side you have the clarity, hardware side you have the clarity, either or Intel based platforms, or so the IBM power machines you can install it, you can procure the hardware, the operating system is fine. Then RAM, how much RAM is required here? That is the one big question here. So HANA can be, so HANA, why? Because HANA database, all the data will residing into the in memory. In memory means physical RAM slot. So then, so how carefully we have to plan the RAM size also here. So RAM size will depending upon the so the users or data or so company. It's based upon the company, it's a small company or medium sized company, or based upon the data, or based upon the so number of users. So these factors we have to consider to scale the, to calculate the how much RAM you required for the HANA database. So in the HANA database, for the HANA, so so if it is a new system you are installing for the new business, you are installing the new HANA database, then here that is called the greenfield. Greenfield for the fresh installation. For the fresh installation, you need to install the, that is called the greenfield. New build means greenfield installation. For the greenfield installation means fresh installation, it's a new. Then we can use the either fix sizer tool, SAP kick sizer tool, or t-shirt sizing method. T-shirt sizing method you can use to calculate the HANA database, that requirement here, RAM size requirement here. Or it is the so migration means you are already in the data is already in the other databases. Then so you are going to migrate to the some other HANA databases. The target is the HANA database. Then that we can go for the so greenfield and the brownfield installation, the brownfield here, which is called the migration based. This is very straightforward. So directly in the SAP level you can use the report slash sdf slash hdb underscore the sizing report. You can use it here in case of if this is the report we have to execute in the SA38 to find out the how much RAM is required for the for your database. That it will give the simple results here. Means the database, the data already there, but that is in the different other than HANA database. Your data is stored, but your company is planning to move to the HANA database. In that case, which so then how to calculate means it's straightforward. Why? Because there is a report. If you execute it, that will give you the how much RAM you required. Based on that, so you can get the that much of RAM slot, that much of RAM you can arrange it here, that much of RAM you can arrange it. Normally this kind of like hardware requirements and everything will be done by the architects, or the customer will provide the, our client side team will provide the so this kind of arrangements and everything here. So why? Because it's a very higher discussion, and also it's a there is a cost involved. Why? Because they need to procure the hardwares and hardware licenses, operating system licenses, then RAM, everything they need to procure it, right? They need to purchase it. Then that's why so they will involve there. Then but sometimes if they ask us to provide the what are the recommendations, then the paperwork we have to provide to them. Then based on that they can go with the so this procuring the hardwares and everything, they will procure it here, so that is the so one of the important thing here. So here, right? So here the so greenfield SAP quick sizer tool or t-shirt sizing method we can use it. The brownfield, this one you can use it here. So greenfield, so quick sizer tool means it's a SAP web based tool. It's a web SAP web based browser based tool that is providing to the customers to calculate the for the fresh installation. Then you need to how much RAM is required, that you can go with the SAP quick sizer tool. Then there you can calculate the so hardware requirements and everything you can calculate it here. That is called the SAP quick sizer tool. Using this tool we can scale the so the hardware requirement, such as like how much memory, how much CPU, and the CPU power and disk space, all those things we can calculate it here, right? So for this one you need to go to the quick sizer. Then there you can go to the HANA based quick sizer tool. There we can calculate the sizing. There we can calculate the sizing requirements and everything here. Just click on this button. This will open the one so URL. So there SAP quick sizer tool, you can calculate the project. Then you can find out the how much RAM is required, that we can calculate it here. The otherwise we can go with the t-shirt sizing method. T-shirt sizing method here. T-shirt sizing method is just rough estimation here. Suppose like it's a small, medium, then large, then extra large. So this kind of things here. Small means minimum for HANA databases 128 GB RAM is required here, right? So then medium size means 256 GB is required here. The large means here 512 GB is required here, right? Then extra large means 1 terabyte here. Maybe your company size is a small company, the company size we can scale it. The 0 to something like 500 employees, it's a small company. 5012 1000, then there is a large medium company. Like that we say we can calculate how the company sizing will be calculated based upon the company, the customer. Then we can check the how much RAM is required. We can take the this t-shirt sizing approach, we can take it out. T-shirt sizing approach we can take it out here, right? So this is the one of the important factor. Otherwise you can use the SAP quick sizer tool. Using this tool also we can find out the how much RAM size. Basically we need to find out the how much RAM size is required. It is a fresh installation. This is a new business. You are going to start the new business like food business. Then you need a HANA database for the application. Then how much RAM is required. Then in this case you can calculate the sizing based upon the based upon the these factors, like either quick t-shirt sizing method or quick sizer tool size method. Means what factors we have to consider means size, or existing database size, or number of how much data your data flow will happen. So based upon the functional inputs and everything we can get the how much RAM is required for the your HANA database. So later, sir, now I have chosen the 120 GB. Then is it fixed? Shall I increase it after that? Means yes, we can scale up to 32 TB. That's what your hardware platforms are providing, right? 128 GB to 32 TB. You can extend your hardware to 32 TB. You can extend your hardware, the memory you can extend it here, right? That's what the recommended in the recommended hardware platforms in the site we can see that 32 TB up to it will support it here, right? So once we got the RAM size, based upon the RAM size we will get the how much storage we will get it out here, how much storage we will get here, right? Based upon the based upon the RAM size we will get the space recommendation, sizing recommendations we will come here. So based upon the RAM you will get the number of CPUs also here, right? Based upon the RAM, once you got the RAM size, then you will get the how many CPUs are required, how much space is required, you will get the all the requirement here. So why? Because here, so normally, so in the on premises systems, one physical brand new CPU will support the so 12 to 14 GB of main memory, 12 to 14 GB of RAM memory here. But you have the RAM memory of the 128 GB. Suppose example small company you are planning to install the HANA database, then the small is the 128 GB. Then 128 GB by one CPU will handle the so one CPU will handle the 12 GB. Then 128 by 12 GB. Then how much will come? Then these many CPUs are required for the your so these many CPUs are required for them, right? So based upon the calculations here you require these many CPUs here, right? So that is the calculation factor we have to use it here, right? So suppose like 1 terabyte by 12, 2 terabyte by 12. So based upon the RAM size, you will get the how many CPUs you required here. But this is the physical one. This is the physical on premises. When it goes to the cloud CPUs, in the cloud CPUs already calculated family CPU calculated families are there. When you are working on the cloud, either AWS or Azure or GCP, then there is a just if you select the RAM, then automatically the CPUs also will come here. Automatically the CPUs will come here, right? That is called the computer optimized CPUs or the memory optimized CPUs. You will get it out here. Computer optimized or memory optimized here. So in case of if you in the cloud level, the concept is called the vCPUs concept, virtual CPUs concept here. In the cloud level, the concept is called the virtual CPUs concept here. In the virtual CPUs concept here, so we need to find out the so one CPU means here one CPU will handle the so normally 7 GB or 6 GB of main memory, 7 GB of or 6 GB of main memory here means half percentage here, half percentage physical only it will handle the more memory. One CPU will handle the 12 to 14 GB of main memory here, 12 to 14 GB of main memory. If the less if you take it out 128 by 12 GB, then how many CPUs will come? Then you need that many CPU cores, CPU that things you need based upon the cores you need to socket. There is a formula that and that you required here, that you required here. So that is the CPU calculation here. So here one physical CPU will handle the 12 to 14 GB of main memory. Here in the cloud side, one virtual CPU will handle the 7 GB of RAM memory here. 7 GB of RAM memory here. So based on that, so if you have 128 GB, then 128 by 7, how many CPUs will come? You need that many CPUs are required here. That many CPUs are required here. So based on that, we need to calculate that platforms you have to use it here. That is the main calculations which we have to take it out here, right? Based upon the CPU, based upon the RAM memory, you will get the how many CPUs you required, right? Then based upon the RAM memory, you will get the file system requirement also here. Based upon the RAM memory, you will get the storage requirement also here. Based upon the RAM memory, you will get the storage requirements as well, right? Based upon the RAM memory, you will get the storage requirements also here, right? The storage requirement means so SAP HANA database also it's required the file systems. HANA DB also require the file systems here. So they are the recommended file systems for the HANA database. One is the so root. Root is the one of the recommended file systems. Then US or SAP. Then slash HANA shared. Then slash HANA data, then slash HANA log folder. Normally in our Windows operating systems, you have the root, C drive, D drive, E drive, F drive. How we have separately, we will create the drives. Same way in the Linux platform, there is no drives concept. There is a volumes concept here. So then, so like that, we have to create the separate mount points, separate volumes. We have to create it here, right? Root, then slash and shared is the installation path. All the installation path and binaries will be saved here, right? This directory here, right? USRSAP is the system instance related path, and data volume. All the HANA data will be stored at file system level in the data folder level. And the log volume means log volume is it's a kind of a the transaction logs will be stored into the this log volume here, right? So HANA database also there is a file system layout where it will store the data, but first the data stores into the main memory. After that, during the save point interval, after the 5 minutes, same data will be stored at the file system level also. Same data will be stored at a file system level also, it will be stored here, right? So that is the one of the important thing here, right? So root usrsap slash ana shared slash ana data log folder here. So coming to the how much is required, how much free space is required for this one means 10 GB for the root, USRSCP is the 50 GB here, then slash and a shade is like a, so 1 into RAM size, how much RAM size you have, 1 into RAM size you required, slash and a data is like a 3 into RAM size here, slash and a data is like a 3 into RAM size here, then slash and a log is like a 0.5 into RAM size here means 1 by 2 of the RAM. Suppose your RAM size is 1 terabyte. Suppose like you got the 1 terabyte RAM size means your customer or your client. So your architect told that take the 1 TB RAM for the HANA database means then 1 TB RAM means 1 TB by so 12. Then how many CPUs will come? Then that many CPUs you required. Then 1 TB, then space how much is required? 1 terabyte, 3 terabyte. 3 into RAM size means 3 terabyte. Then half by 2. Then R 1 by this one R 250. So R so 256 GB or max 256 GB space is required here. Max 256 GB the space is required here. The space is required for the so for the slash and all log folder or 1 by 2 of the RAM size here, right? That is also like that also we can calculate it here. So if you calculate it how much space is required, 60 GB, 1 terabyte, 1 terabyte, 3 terabyte, 4 terabyte. Suppose like a 1.5 example 1.5 you take it out 1 terabyte, right? Then 512 GB, 512 GB, 512 GB, right? So 512 GB, then 572, right? So no 4 terabyte, 472 GB means 4 terabyte and 72 4 terabyte 720 GB 720 GB. So then so and also the Linux means it's not only this file system, right? These are the HANA recommended file system layout. Linux means we have the Linux level file systems also like so like slash var, so slash temp, slash var, then slash temp, then slash log, then slash home. So right. So these are the then the slash swap. So these are the OS level sub file system. These are the recommended file systems for OS level here. Right. These also required. These 5 GB, 5 GB, 5 GB or 10 GB, 10 GB like that. Also you can give it to the HANA database for these file systems. Also it is required. The some amount of space, free space is required, and these are the SAP recommended so space for these file systems. SAP recommended spaces, one of the compulsory question during the HANA interview technical discussions here, right? They may ask you what are the file systems you required for the HANA database. Then you need to tell like root, USRSCP, slash HANA data, slash HANA shade, slash HANA log. Then what are the sizing recommendations for these file systems? Root 10 GB and USRSAP 50 GB, then 1 into RAM size, 3 into RAM size. These are the sizing formulas. Then CPU, then that is depends upon the your CPU hardware manufacturer. Suppose like example, if it is the Intel, it is the Pujus 2, that is a different. But so normally each on premises, each physical CPU will handle the 12 to 14 GB of RAM memory here. Then one virtual CPU in the cloud, 7 GB of RAM memory here. Then how you will get the why? Because see here, all the calculations here depends upon the RAM size. Then you need to get the RAM size by quick sizer tool. So quick sizer tool or t-shirt sizing method. Quick sizer tool is the SAP provided the free web-based tool. Using this one, then you can calculate the how much space, how much RAM is required. That is only one thing we need to calculate it here. Also, as part of the hardware requirements, you need to know how what is the network here. So network, how much network bandwidth is required here, right? So here 1 gigabyte per second, 1 gbps is required here, and also that shade the for NFS mount points, 1 gigabyte file systems, 1 gigabyte network bandwidth is required. So here CPUs, memory, we got the operating system, we got the hardware platforms, we got the RAM, how much RAM we got, how many RAMs is CPUs are required, what is the network bandwidth here. So what is the network bandwidth we required, we got the all the information here, right? So that is the so one important thing here, right? So coming to the, that is the hardware requirements. Coming to the hardware requirement, this one here, the Linux versions here, right? So here the operating system also some versions here, right? Same as like in the HANA database, how we have the versions. HANA 2.0, SPS 08 is the latest version. Before that 07, then 06, then 05, then 04, then 03, then 02, then 01, and 00, right? How we have the versions of the HANA 2.0, SPS 08. Same way, then HANA operating system also we have the versions here. Operating system also we have the versions here. Sometimes they may ask you the SUSE Linux version. So the current version 15 SP06 is the latest version in the market here. Before that 05, 04, 03, 02, 1, right? Then Red Hat Linux, it's a 9 series, 9 point, no, 10 series, I think 11 is there, but SAP will support up to the 9 series. 9 series it will support it here, RHL 9. So that is the Red Hat, that is the Linux, it will support it here, right? That is the one of the important thing here, right? So these are the things you need to remember. These are the things you need to remember here, right? The sizing for the HANA covers the hardware components. That is the very critical for the IT performance means CPU sizing, and as you defined by the vendor, and memory sizing for the static data. So and also the objects are created during the runtime. The disk sizing to ensure sufficient memory for the backup and archived data. So these are not the things we have to consider. These are the things we have to consider here, right? These are the things we have to consider in the systems here, right? The memory sizing, every HANA customer should perform the memory sizing to size and the HANA deployment here. As I mentioned here, HANA deployment means HANA installation. It is a greenfield implementation. It's necessary to size the memory using the quick sizer tool. Also we can use the sizing reports and sizing notes, migrations. These and all the things we can use it here. Quick sizer tool we can use it here, right? So then CPU sizing. So CPU sizing depends upon the new, that is also depends upon the RAM memory here. So you can also use the quick sizer tool so to get the CPU sizing, right? That is the sizing, other sizing experts we can use it here, right? So that is the one thing here, right? Network requirements and sizing and this and all the, and coming to the HANA, the installation, before do you do the installation, these and all the checks we have to meet it. We have to meet means we have to have the this file system, this many CPUs, this much of RAM size, this is the operating systems, these are the operating system level, file systems level, network, this much of things are required. That's why HANA installation is not possible in the personal laptops or the where the we have the less GB RAM. So minimum in the real time, if you want to install the HANA database, minimum smallest to small, so 128 GB is required in the real time. But training purpose, so minimum 28 GB, I guess 28 GB RAM is fine. Only training purpose, just to practical training purpose, 28 GB. If you have the RAM size, then you can install the HANA database. You can do the some practice and everything here, right? So that is the one thing we can, so you should know about the this thing here, okay? And so then coming to the software requirement here, HANA software requirement here. Software requirement means here, so HANA, so softwares means you require the, for to install the HANA database here, you require the definitely DB is required here. Then HANA client is required if you want any client tools. This SAP HANA Studio is required, or HANA Cockpit is required. Why? Because Studio means Studio Cockpit is the tools which we can use to monitor, to do the administration part of the HANA database here. Then SAP HANA, so then add-ons and the plugins, add-ons and the plugins are there here. Add-ons and plugins are there here. So those things also you can, so you can use it here. Those things also you can use it here, right? That is the HANA database. So as a Administration, after the initial setup installation, we to perform the, after the installation and everything is completed, we need to perform the full backup and everything, and we need to monitor the health status, and that is after the installation. A regular administration tasks are there. There are the some regular administration tasks which we have to perform in the after the installation. But installation side, what you required here, so these are the softwares you required, and these are the hardwares you required here. Hardware means here, like, so hardware platforms, and so operating systems, how much RAM, CPU, space, network, these and all the things under the HANA hardware installation requirements, all are comes under the installation requirements here, right? So then, to install the HANA database, we have to use the HDB LCM tools, HANA database lifecycle management tools. We have to use it here, right? So HANA, to install the HANA database here, so they are the tools SAP introduced it here, right? Suppose if you want to install the SAP, you need, how you need the SWPM software. Similar way here, you require the HDB LCM tools are required. Tools are required to perform the HANA installation here. So these tools are like a HANA database lifecycle management tools. Using these tools, you can install the HANA database in the command prompt level, either GUI mode, either web mode, means browser based URL mode. Also, you can perform the HANA installation. Command prompt based means you need to use the HDB LCM one file, you have to use it here. GUI means, so then HDB LCM GUI, there is a file, you have to use it here. Then here HDB HDB LCM web mode, this one we have to use it here, right? So these are the files or tools we have to use it to perform the HANA database lifecycle management HANA installation here. This HDB tools will come. This tool will come as part of the installation kit itself. Means whenever you download the HANA database software from the service marketplace, automatically you will get the this HDB LCM tools, you will get it out here. HDB LCM tools, you will get it out here, right? So then, so software requirements and hardware requirements we know. Now how to download the softwares, then how to download the HANA softwares here. So we have to log into the software center, that is called the me.sap.com or service.sap.com, the software download center. There we can download the HANA softwares here. So here we can log into the system, service.sap.com here. Visit the support. You can log into the SAP S user ID. After you log into the SAP S user ID, so then there you have the, so SAP download center, it will come. So there you need to go to the SAP download center. So SAP download center there. So there we can download the same SAP softwares how we downloaded, same way HANA database softwares also we can download it from in this place here. Go to the software center here, then here go to the, so either installation, go to the here by alphabetical index, H for HANA, H for HANA, then go for the HANA platform edition. Depends upon the platform edition or enterprise edition, you will get it out. H for HANA, right? Then select the platform edition, then select this one here, then installation. In the installation path, you can download the latest version of the HANA database here. Latest version of the HANA database. See, HANA database in the Linux x64 64-bit version, or IBM Power Machines, it is available here. Power Machines, it is available here, right? That is the one thing here. So we want to download the individual patches instead of downloading the files as a zip file, everything will come. Then if you want to download the individual patches means, so then you can go to the here client, then cockpit, HANA database. So then just select the HANA database, select the the which operating system, which hardware Linux platform, then download the latest version of the HANA database software. The file name is like a imdb server 0837982, something like that, it will come here, right? So 20 means imdb server 20 means 2.0, ana 2.0, 083 means 083 means sps 08 patch level 3, SPS 08, the patch level 83 revision. This is the revision here. 83 is the SPS 083 and revision here. So then after that, T means this is the patch level here. Like that, we have to call it as 82 revision, 83 revision. Then patch level, it will come like dot 0 or dot 3 is the patch level here. Patch level here. Suppose like if you see here, HANA 2.0 59, which means that is the revision, that is the revision here. Then underscore 16, which means that is the patch level here. In this revision, that is the patch level here. So like that, so we have to read this one here basically. So 079 means it's a sps 07, sps 08, sps 05, sps 08. So 06, 04, 03, 02, 01, like this. The other patch levels are there in the HANA 2.0. 1.0 is not supporting now, only 2.0 is in the support now, right? So 08 is the latest release only. 08 is the latest release only. See, then yesterday only they released the new patch level HANA. This is the new patch level SAP, they have released it here, right? So if you open the new patch level, go to the content information. Here also you will get the in the release note. If you go to the release note of the HANA database, here also you will come to know what is the operating systems you want to you required, what are the hardware platforms. You can see here. So it is released for the customer 5th of March. Yesterday only this patch level is released, new patch level here, right? What are the issues are fixed, they have fixed solutions. So you can see the what are the issues they have fixed it here, what are the issues fixed in these versions here. You can see the all the informations. So you can see it here, right? There is a fixed an issue, there is a high level, you can see the fixed what issues are fixed here. So that is the one of the thing here, fixed the issue. So replication, so then fixed the issue, that is the replications. Fixed the issue, that is in the unexpected behavior. Fixed the issue, what are the issues they have fixed in the latest versions here. Then if you install the HANA database here, what are the hardware requirements you required. If you install the database, what are the supported OS recommendations you required. And so additionally, what operating system packages are you required here. Then HANA product availability matrix also what is required here. Product availability matrix means it will give you the clear information. Suppose like if you see the what are the operating system packages you required in the Linux side, there is a GCC libraries are required here. Along with the operating system, people Linux team will only do the installation of the Linux. Then on Linux operating system, they will hand over the system to you. Sometimes they will miss to install the Linux the GCC libraries. Then we have to ask them to install the GCC libraries here. GCC libraries, we have to ask them to install it here. So this is the GCC libraries. So we have to ask them to install it here. GCC 11 libraries, 11 libraries we have to ask them to install it. More, I think 13 or 14 is there. That one we have to ask them. So they will install these packages, library packages, RPM packages, right? So and also if you see the supported operating systems, right? So supported operating system means here what, right? You see here, so Linux, Red Hat Linux, SUSE Linux. So you have the platforms are there here. See, supported hardware versions and software versions are there here. SAP operating systems here, right? So SUSE Linux 15 SP06 is the latest version here. ANA 05, 07, 8. Then remaining things also you can install it here. Then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Which HANA OS, HANA operating HANA versions we can install it on these versions. You can see the clear information here. If you take the Red Hat Linux 9 is there. So in the 9, 9.4 or 9.2, we can install the latest version of the HANA databases here, right? The supported operating system versions we have here, right? So this way. And also you can see the hardware requirements for the HANA database here. So for solution, so see here, for the information, certified hardware and vendors only you have to use it here. Certified hardware vendors only you have to use it here. Then if you open the hardware vendors like site, it will go to the what are the who are the hardware vendors. So Lenovo, HP, Fujitsu, Dell, Inspiron, these all are the certified hardware vendors. There you need to install the on their hardware platforms, you have to install it here. So SAP, they have given the clear instructions to the customer. You need to have the certified hardware vendors to install the HANA database. Suppose like HANA platform, you need to have the certified hardware vendors here, right? That is the main thing here. Okay. So in so this is the HANA database on a database client here. This is a product availability matrix here. Here we will come to know the database versions, and so database versions and what Linux operating system it will support it here. You can directly update it. Some maintenance revisions, databases here. Then so here operating systems. What are the operating systems? Same as like that one only. Here in the tabs wise they have given what are the web browsers they will provide to the here, right? So that is the one thing here. Then how to some general information they have given here, right? Roadmap strategy. So that is the one here. So up to 07 every year once they will release the new SPS. Then 08 onwards their every maintenance is the 2 years term here. 2 years term they are providing to the so customers here, right? Next 2 years this SPS 08 will stay same as is every 2 years here, right? That is the main thing here. 08 SPS 08 here information note, it's released on the so in the last month means 2024 it's released, the 08 is released here, right? As I mentioned here, right? 08. So here they have the clear details here. If you see the latest version, when whatever the version you are going to install it, each version there is a release information note. If you read this note you will get the clear picture, what are the operating systems it will support it, what are the hardware platforms, what are the OS libraries you need to install it. Then all the information they will clearly mention. Along this one they will also mention what issues they have fixed in the recent versions. They will clearly mention the all the details, fixed the issue, fixed the issue, fixed the issue, what issues they have mentioned in the here. Okay. So that is the so one thing to find out the download the software. So if you click it out, HANA DB will be downloaded here. So like that, if you go and check the client, so client, if you go to client download, just select the latest version of that done. So then select this button SAR file, then client will be downloaded here. Then studio, if you go to the studio on a studio, then so download the studio cockpit, AFL, add-ons, plugins, everything. But main thing is the database software is the important thing. Why? Because we need to install the database. Then if you download all the softwares and if you ignore this one, what is the use case, right? No use case. So first one you need to download the DB software, HANA DB software, to perform the HANA database installations and other administration tasks. First of all, these softwares are required here, right? That is a one thing here. And one more thing here, yeah. So now Linux, as I mentioned here in the as per notes, we need to install the HANA database on the supported operating systems, which means Linux or Red Hat Linux. So to log into the Linux operating system, you need the tool is called the in your desktop Putty. Putty is the software tool. You need to have desktop tool here. So I think everyone you have the RDP server access, right? Then you can log in. Who don't have, you can ping me, I can create the access for you. You need to log into the your user for this IP. Then once you log in, there is a putty software is there here, right? There is a putty icon is there here. In the putty icon, just open the putty. Then why? Because putty we will use for to log into the Linux operating systems. To log into the Linux operating system, you need the putty software is required here. Just go to the putty here, type the host name is called the kps4 hana. KPS4 HANA is required. Just this is our Linux host name here. Just click on the open button. Then you will able to see the your, it will asking the user ID. Then I will share the user IDs and the password list here. Then you can log into the Linux operating system. Okay, you can log into the Linux operating system. Then well, because this is a Linux operating Windows, we know, right? Windows, we know how to log in and how to do the RDP connection to the one Windows to another Windows, that you know. Same way you will log into the my RDP server, my remote server, then from you know. But Linux, you need the putty to log into the Linux operating system from Windows. You need the putty software is required here. Putty, some softwares are putty softwares are required here. So here you should know here. So putty software is required here. The putty is Linux, right? Linux is not like a Windows here. Here it's not the GUI based on here. So we cannot operate the Linux operating system with the mouse. Windows we can operate through mouse, right click, left click, create the folder, files, give the permission, deletion and everything. We can drag and drop everything, we can do it here. But not like that Linux we have to use the commands. So commands you have to use it to operate the Linux operating system here. So tomorrow I will explain it here how to operate, what are the most frequently used commands for the basis administrators to operate the Linux operating system. Then so then we will go on the, so means Linux, so some Linux commands, important Linux commands we will discuss on the, so here then we'll discuss about the HANA installation and other things here. Okay, so what you have to do, so whoever having the access, just to try to log in here, just to use this details I will send you, just to log in with the user, the password. See here you are typing the password is not typing here because of, so because of it's in the hidden status. Then when you type the password, click on the enter button, you will be signed in here. So here you need to use the some important commands like df-h to display the file systems here, free-g, it will display the how much RAM you have here, right? So then this much this commands you can use it here. For Windows level, if you need the space, how much space user required means, you know, directly you can go to the, so folder, then there you can check the, there you can go to the folder, there you can check the my what is the space size drive, all the information you can check it out, right? All the information you can check it out here, right? This PC here you can go to the what is the space, what is the memory, how much it is allocated. Windows we know very well, but only thing is the Linux is the problem here, right? So that one you will also get it out, not a problem. So just to, you need to just to, whoever don't have the access, just ping me, I can create the access for this RDP server. So whoever already having the access to this RDP server, open the putty, enter the user ID password, then log in and just check the your access, and if possible execute the some Linux commands. Anyhow I will explain tomorrow Linux commands, that will be also fine. Okay, so that's it for today. So any questions, anyone? So today in the today's session, few important things like what are the file system requirement, what are the softwares you required, and what are the space recommendations from SAP. 3 or 4 questions are very very important things.
HANA database supports in ECC system also, or
Yeah,
on.
yeah. On any SAP system, you can install on the HANA database.
Okay. And if all the data is storing in RAM only, then why we are requiring other memories?
Other memories means
Uh, like all the
space,
data in HANA is storing in RAM only, right?
right?
Then why we are still required other memory? The
That is not
storage
the
means.
memory, space storage. Memory is different, storage is different, right?
Yes, yes.
You understand, right? This is a memory is different. Memory means it's a RAM memory. Space means your operating system level space, C drive, D drive. That is called the storage. That is the space. This is the space. In the space you have the folders, in the folder you have the data is storing here. So but you have the RAM also here, you have the RAM also here. So why we have the RAM? Why? So we have the dana, all the data residing into the main memory, that is fine. Then why we need space also means here. So here why we need space, disk space also means here for HANA databases. So one copy of data will be stored into the main memory first. Then safer side, one more copy of data will store into the disk format also, it will store it here. Why? Because RAM we cannot trust always. Why? Because RAM is the volatile memory, which means it's a temporary memory only. So that is the reason, if any system restart happens, entire your memory data will be gone,
Yes, yes,
right? Then
yes, yes.
how the my again data will come brings, it will take the data from the disk format, disk layer.
Okay,
Yeah, more to come, more you will get it out once we start the some other administration topics, you will come to know.
okay. Thank you.